Family holidays conjure up many images. The family car, loads of children, trips to the beach, too much of candy floss, and general chaos. This week, Manira Alva decided to relive the past and take a journey back into time.
What does a great escape journey have to do with memories of a childhood holiday? Nothing really, except for the fact that the trip I'm to embark on was one that I've made several times as a child.
Imagine a family of 5, all packed together in a little Herald, driving hundreds and hundreds of kilometers during the summer vacations. That's what my childhood was all about, and one such journey was down the Karavali coast. It was special because it was a return to roots.
When you're a child, you look at the world with a sense of wonderment as new things are revealed to you in layers. Sights, sounds and smells hold a special magic. I, for one, always associated a place with smells. Take the 350-kilometer drive from Bangalore to Mangalore, for instance. Do the journey during the monsoons and your senses will be in for a treat. As you swivel down the western ghats towards the coast, coconut trees, paddy fields and the smell of the sea remind you that Mangalore is approaching. As a child, it always filled me with anticipation. The fact that I'm being followed by a camera doesn't make it any different. It's in old-style bungalows like this that Mangalore's well-to-do live. Belmont House has always been my favorite. It looks less imposing to an adult, however, than it did to me as a child.
As a child, I remember this house being the biggest, the most beautiful one with so many people all over the place. During the monsoons, this was my favorite place. This is where we just sit, drink lots of coffee, and watch the world go by.
Manira, yeah, coffee is ready.
The world that Mangalore encompasses is small. As a tourist, there's not much you can do. If your idea of a break is not to do anything at all, then May to September is the best time to drop in. The southwest monsoon ensures that all you do is sleep, eat and exchange gossip. As for me, all I remember was gorging on the incredible food that Mangalore offers.
The best part about being back in Mangalore is being able to eat all this exotic seafood. It's deliciously spicy. So what do you have that's Mangalorean on the menu?
You're lucky, ma'am. Right now, our chef is making some of the best Mangalorean dishes. Why don't you come in and check yourself?
This looks nice and pungent.
Yeti Kempu Bichule, Kane Bijule and prawn pulimunchi are just some of the unpronounceable dishes, but mouth-watering all the same. And once you've started, it's difficult to stop. Did I say there's no place of tourist interest? Well, the St. Aloysius Chapel may qualify. It's to be found atop the Lighthouse Hill and has recently been restored. The paintings on the walls have been certified as masterpieces. 50 kilometers outside Mangalore is Udupi, and something strange is going on here. As a kid, I was terrified of the Yakshagana dancers. I found the masks frightening. Now, of course, I can see them for what they are. Terribly talented male dancers enacting scenes from the Ramayana or Mahabharata to an enchanting rhythm. Going by how quiet Udupi appears in the day, it's hard to imagine that the Yakshagana was performed here last night. My paternal grandfather was born here. His forefathers were temple priests associated with the Krishna Mud, which is the largest of its kind.
Only when you do it. But you don't look into the lens.
There's not a corner of the country that you don't find a good old Udupi restaurant. Well, how can I pass this town without stopping at an old haunt and ordering an old favorite, the stretch coffee? One distinctive change along this route is the sprouting of resorts like this one. No longer do you have to keep driving until you reach a big city to spend the night.
On the Karavali coast, break journey as often as possible. When we did the journey as kids, our parents were usually in a hurry to get to Karwar, a little town up the coast close to Goa. I don't have to do that now. During the monsoons, it's suicidal to brave the waves. You'll have to be content just looking. As you progress up the coast, you'll find yourself playing hide and seek with the sea. You won't see it for miles. It will appear again when you least expect it. And then you'll feel part of it for ages. If there's a stretch of road that's always moved me to poetry, however unfounded it may be, it's the highway at Marvante. This is where a ribbon of road seems to form a barrier between the sea on one side and the river on the other.
One of the best things that you can do along this route is to stop at Marvante. Get out of your vehicle and take a boat ride along the backwaters. You'll be transported into a totally different world here.
A 100-kilometer diversion from the Mangalore-Goa highway gets you to the Joke Falls. This is one place that seems to be just as I remember it. The guides here will tell you that these are the largest waterfalls in the world. They're not, but they are big enough. You drop 1,000 feet walking to the base of the falls. It's a pretty treacherous walk.
The Jog Falls are at their spectacular best during the monsoons. The irony is the walk down seems like a never-ending obstacle race, and by the time you reach down you might not be able to see anything due to the weather conditions.
This is where my grandparents once lived. Nobody lives here anymore, and the property has the reputation of being a ghost house. At least you can hear the sound of the sea from here. This is the beach where we spent endless hours as children, where I saw a dolphin pretty close to the shore and where a wave swept my brother away and frightened him almost to death. It took ages for him to get back into the water. This is the way I'll always remember Karwar.
Manira's journey is echoed in the words of what James Hunt once wrote. He said, "Traveling in the company of those we love is like home in motion. Goodbye."